Hey, I'm Pastor Patrice D'Evans, and I just want to tell you about my program, Belly Dance Therapy. So, our overall company is Body, Mind, and Spirit Productions, and we do a lot of things. We have an animation department, marketing department, where we help companies with marketing. We have a star, which is with me and my performing arts and personal branding. And then we also have all the things that I do in terms of my TV series and all the things that I do there. But then we also have Saka Fit. Saka Fit is our wellness program. It is a woman's holistic wellness program and in studio. So we're moving our studio right now. We're looking for another place to have the studio. We're not led to do it. It is very closely connected to our church, which is Joy Celebration Church, because it is from me, Pastor Patrice. So I am a dancing pastor. So it's based on my story. So Saka Fit is a company that was built out of my story and out of obedience to the Lord. It was the first big thing he told me to do 16 years ago. This is 2025 right now, May 30th, 2025 at the time of this video. And basically, this is my last weekend at my studio at the mall, North Point Mall, where we've actually tested out the program. It's a franchise. It's been around for 16 years. Where I had a DVD, and we've been blessing women for years. So it's been a woman's program, dance fitness program, turned now into a woman's wellness program. So this all came about from my story based on my book, Resilient Joy, a Heyoka empath's victory over narcissistic abuse and jealousy in family, career, and for church. The way that I was able to find balance in my body, my mind, my spirit, and in my life was having my own wellness journey, where I was able to surrender my whole life to Jesus Christ. And I hit rock bottom, hit a burnout moment where I was, from a little girl, so close to the Lord, very good at dancing naturally and close to the Lord naturally. And then when I became a Christian at 15, receiving Jesus as my Lord and Savior, went to an acting camp that made me want to be an actress. And it just pulled me away from dancing because it seemed like the path that I was allowed to really express myself and be the best I could be. Dancing didn't seem to be opening up to me. So I kept that as very close to my heart as my own thing. Prayer and close relationship with the Lord and obedience to Jesus, following Jesus, holding on to Jesus, and dancing. That was very, very close and near to me that I just kept very close. I was a prayer warrior since I was a baby. But then as I got older and I worked really hard, kept my dancing in my life, my performing arts, worked hard with all my degrees to getting a postmaster's degree and keeping Jesus at the center of all that I did, holding on tight to him. I ended up having a resilient joy that I did. And I just kept getting over things. But then when I had such a strong campaign, smear campaign, gaslighting, and severe jealousy and hatred in my family through narcissistic abuse, I finally did get hurt by it and I got burnout. And I could not recover from it without the Lord. And one day God said, "Get up. I see my son in you when I see you." And that was what I needed. And from that day, I've never been the same. So I'm on borrowed time. So I've rebuilt myself with the Lord. And now all my gifts, I don't use them for myself. I don't go in the direction I want in my flesh. I only obey the Lord. So I've been in an obedient state for many, many years. It's, I am 54 at the time of the video, and I was about 33. It was 2005 when this happened. 4 and 5 is when this all happened. So since 2005, so that's 20 years that I have been living in an obedient state for the Lord. In that process, I had an idea to have a dance fitness program before I had my child. Before 2000, I did, and I couldn't do it because of all the hardships in my life. So it was just an idea that I had to do a dance fitness program where you move your waistline like the Latin songs and stuff that I learned as a little girl. As a little girl, I knew that I was a natural international dancer because everyone was amazed at me when I went downstairs and I joined a party, Dominican party, and they were teaching me the dances. And then right after teaching it to me, I did it so well that I was teaching them. And that's when everyone couldn't believe that I could do that. And I knew that I had a gift of being able to dance different cultures, even at a higher level than the people who lived there, teaching them their own dances. I kept that inside because I thought it was something that I didn't know what to do with. Until later on, I had an idea to do a dance fitness program that moved the waistline more because American women, especially white women, didn't move their waistlines. But then I had so much life back at the ranch. Beto came into class with his music from his country, and he didn't have the music for his gym, his regular music. And it gave birth to Zumba. So I had the idea and he fell into it. But Zumba became a big, big hit. And I wondered if God still wanted me to do it by 2009 when it was time, when my husband wasn't with us and he was missing and I was with my children. I was able to finally venture out and do this. And I was teaching and everything, and God pulled me away to kind of live for him and do my performing arts. So now I was able to do it, and it was called SNS. And then there was already this thing called Zumba. And I thought, what was that? So I thought maybe God meant when he wanted me to do this to go with them. Later on, when I remarried someone that was sociopathic, he financially was able to fund things I did. And I also had an inheritance because they found my husband's remains. And I had all of my inheritance, and I was able to use some of that money to do my DVD that God had told me to do. I finally did a 30-minute DVD, but I thought it was for Zumba, but it wasn't. They saw my individuality, and I think was threatened by it and the way I was dressed and everything. Didn't know what to do with me. Couldn't put me in a box. So they kind of just stared at me when I went to the events and stuff, and they followed me, and it was really weird. But they wouldn't use me for their stuff, which is really a blessing. And I met a wonderful friend there, Justinia, when I went to be a part of Zumba. And I thought I was going to do a DVD with them. But God said, no, do it yourself. There was a lady that came to visit at one of the places I was dancing in, a woman's wellness place. And she said, I saw you at another place. I couldn't get to you. But God's saying you're doing a tape. And that was God speaking to me. And right at that moment, I said, okay, God wants me to do it myself. It was very hard back then to do that. But I did around 2014. Now I have my tape. I had my classes. I was on YouTube, and it just blew up. And I was leading in dance fitness, either Zumba or what I did. Mine was similar to Zumba, but I always said better because I had dance and theater major, almost major because I didn't do the comps at the end. I didn't do the performance at the end, but almost as high as a major. And I was English major also, and I had all this experience in professional dancing, everything that I knew I could bring that to the table. I was professionally and naturally trained. It was just natural for me. And God one day said, use your dancing for women. I forgot to say that when SNS started. Use it to heal women. He told me that when I was dancing one day, and I wanted to be an actress. So this is the fulfillment of that. I've been living in an obedient state, obeying God and doing Saka dance fitness, which turned into Saka core fitness since 2013. I've been obeying him. My life has changed since it. Women's lives have been changed. Women have been able to conceive. I found out that my class was more than a class. I was coaching. I was praying. I was healing. I was doing so much. But there was nothing like that. So I could only call it a dance fitness program. So when God sent me somewhere else, he said, stop doing it, injured me to do it, and said, start doing international dancing. I want you to belly dance, but it's going to be Caribbean Latin fusion. I knew in my heart what that was, but I knew it was unusual. And then he told me to move to Atlanta. It turns out that this place was big with belly dance, and I did very, very well the year in 2019, that full year. I had all 5 stars from Gig Salad, and everyone loved it. I also remember years ago, before I even did my Saka classes, or it was early on at SNS, Sensuality and Spirituality, Healthy Balance of Both is what that was called. I had a birthday party at 41, and a woman came to me earnestly. She said, can you teach me how to dance? Because she saw me dancing. And it just rung in my spirit that God put that in my spirit, almost like a angel was talking, that I was going to have it heavy on me, that women want me to teach them how to dance. I never really answered that piece, but I did teach them in my dance fitness because they had to learn that to do my classes. But in this past year and last year, when God called me to be a pastor, and he called me to do my TV series explaining that I'm a high alpha empath, I heal naturally. He also called me to do my studio, to build out my studio. You see, my Saka program was a franchise. We turned it into a franchise, but we couldn't do much with it. There seemed to be more I had to do before he brought it back. And I missed it so much. But when I went to Atlanta, I ended up having to say goodbye to my women, the wonderful experience I had. And it was very lonely and hard, the spiritual journey God put me through. I learned a lot. I had a business coach. I learned so much. Now I'm back. I brought my business to the North Point Mall in our area in Alpharetta, Georgia. And I built it out in obedience to the Lord. He did not tell me what was next, but he showed me in a dream that it was mine. But I would have to fight for it. And I did. But he said, don't worry, I'm going to roll it out as it comes. And he did. And at the end, about a month and a half left in being there, I said, Lord, I'm leaving soon. And you said the person was going to come through the door. I thought it was going to be a lot of people, but it was one woman. Her name is Ingrid. She came in one day when I just came in and I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do what I used to do. People used to join gyms because of me when they saw me dancing, or they joined my class because they saw me dancing. High-level professors, ballet teachers were amazed by my dancing. When I was little, someone wanted to adopt me to groom me as a dancer. Dancing has always been this thing that wowed everyone. I was able to lead people in color runs for tens of thousands of people following me. I have an anointing with my dance. And people even noticed it. They felt chills in my class when they didn't believe in anything. And I had others tell me there is an anointing with your dancing. So I now know that. I know that there's something with it. And God keeps saying, dance for me, dance for me, dance for me. So even in my church, I dance. And it's Caribbean Fusion Latin belly dance. And so now I know what it is. But I didn't know what this new program was going to be. But when this woman came in, and I knew it was a wellness program, it was more. I knew it was way more. And there was an online course that I had built and all this. She came in, she saw me dancing, and she has been with me since. And she's reoccurring. And she taught me the last little piece, which is you learn to dance and you heal through dance. And it was 11:11 there. Saka Core Fit is a women's holistic wellness program where women heal through dance. They unlock their joy and they're transformed body, mind, and spirit like they always were. It's a thing that God has added to it and brought my spiritual gifting to make you whole, live in your calling, and to achieve true joy. But what you're doing practically is you're learning how to dance, the dance from your country or a country that I am teaching you or a country you're interested in, because I'm capable of doing that as an international dancer. I fuse it in with my technique and my style of dance. I dance professionally still today. For birthday parties, for senior living, for weddings, for receptions, for whatever it is. I am a professional dancer. I did exactly what God told me to do, and he was right. I have actually been high level wherever I am. So this is from heaven. It's not me. I've given my life to the Lord since my burnout, and this is what his plan was for me. So now we're moving out of there as of this weekend, and I have Ingrid. And Ingrid has helped me solidify the last piece of our program. So this video is to tell you the process of our program. That's very unique to me. It is based on my story. It is based on me and who I am and how I use dance to heal, to be transformed, and to balance my life. Okay, it was 1, 2, 3, 4. So what we do is we start the class with thinking of something that we're grateful for. We go on a plate in the room and we breathe. Sometimes it's a prayer. Sometimes we just see how everyone's doing, get ourselves ready, get our sashes on our waistlines, make sure we have the proper shoes on, and we have water, and we have a cloth. Go into our Marley sprung floors. If it's my studio, if it's a gym, then we go into the floors that are there, and we use the appropriate shoes for there that have to do with dancing. We begin with soothing music that has a great beat. Usually this is a faith-based program, so I weave in Christian songs, and it would probably be a Christian song. Usually I start and end with that, or I have it in there woven. At least 2 of songs are usually in my hour class. And if I'm in a place where I can only do 50 minutes, I can do that. And I can also adjust it to 45. But it's ideally an hour class. So I start the first 20 minutes doing dances, warm-ups that are dance classes, like modern dance classes like I did, where we start off with the alignment. We start off with the feet. We bend and get our alignment hip width apart. We can bend and tuck under our core and secure our backs, lift up the chest, shoulders down, neck align. There's space in the neck as though you have an orange, and we're looking up. And we start doing exercises that keep our bodies aligned and make sure that we know what our center is and how our weight transfer. Through weight transfer, we do different drills. We do waking up our feet. We wake up our knees. We wake up the hips, the rib cage, moving it side to side and around, the chest area, the shoulders, the arms, and we do anything. We have a process of where we begin, where we're learning different movements that are intricate for what we're going to be doing later. So what we're doing is we're moving along in a month's time to 2 months time. From 1 to 3 months, 3-month challenge. We're building month to month, week to week, on doing undulations, amis, hip drops, figure eights, shimmies, and blending it in, learning these different styles of movements for belly dance. Then we also see the difference between the Caribbean Latin moves and belly dance, and where it is in the waist and in the body, where you can isolate. Isolation is huge for what we do, for muscle control, mind and body coordination, and we usually go full body. So what we've developed with as of today is that we're conducting it like your typical dance class in the beginning of a modern dance class, which is where my background is, jazz and modern, and which stems from ballet, but it has some of those same techniques, but it's jazz and modern based. And so we start with the modern dance moves that we do for warm-ups. It will vary depending on what we need or how we feel. And this is for balancing the hormones for women that are either childbearing age and they're menstruating, they're having a baby, they are going into perimenopause, menopause, or postmenopause. This is to help you balance your hormones. We use somatic methods so that you can loosen up the liquid that's in the body. We do stretching, and we teach you massaging online. You do coaching for your renewing of your mind. We have a whole program online where you go through a 6 to 8 weeks leading to your calling. So that's a part of it. Because this whole program under Saka Core Fit, it is called the Belly Dance Therapy Program. So the whole program is called the Belly Dance Therapy Program, which is my technique. And that piece that is the fitness piece, which we start with, is Belly Dance Fit Plus. So it's Belly Dance Fit Plus, the name of the class. The plus is everything else. And when you use everything else, you're doing the Belly Dance Therapy full program. So when you take Belly Dance Fit and you pay for it directly with me, you get all of it. If you do it through a gym, you only get Belly Dance Fit Plus. You get Belly Dance Fit, and you can get the plus with me if you want to. If I make an arrangement with a gym or a place where they're paying for you, then that's fine as well. Okay, so the whole program is online, where you go through recovering from narcissistic abuse and finding your calling, healing from your child wounds, and getting regaining your authenticity, getting your center, knowing what God brought you on earth to do, getting you healed back to where you were as a child before you were thrown off of who you are, like I did. I went to acting instead of my dancing. Now I'm back to center of who I am. You get back to knowing who you are, what you were born to do. And then when you're in that path, you receive Jesus as your Lord and Savior, you become a Christian. And now you can now surrender to the Holy Spirit in everything that you do and get right in your path. So correct yourself and get back in your path. Now you build out with your job, your family, your friends, and who you're going to marry or in your love interests. And now you're aligned, and now you continue to go in that path and bless others to do the same. So that is it. It's a process, and it is the course that is online. All of the classes that are in person are also online, just in case you can't make it. When you purchase our class, our proposal is on our website. And it says everything, the price list and everything, but everything is included. It's $300 a month when you do it directly through me. If I do it through a gym, it's whatever we've negotiated that will cover the $300 a month. We've negotiated it in however they would like to do that. So what the class entails is that you start off doing the modern dance warm-ups, and you warm your body up and you isolate. We do isolation, warm-ups, and alignment. That is very important. Those are the three things. And then we go into movements that we will be doing in our warm-up and in our combinations that we do later in freestyle. So once we're done with the warm-up and we do all the different things that we're working on with the individual, because this is a one-on-one and small group class, we're done with that, and we actually say, are you ready to party? We turn on upbeat music, and we begin to do something like a hit-like choreography, where we do up, beat, two big, two up, one lower, or one up if it's really big, and one down. But we go up and down to make sure that your heart rate is getting the work it needs. And this is where you consult your doctor as to what you could do. This is everything in each component of the class is developing and growing on itself. You're growing from learning one piece, and you're learning more, and we grow and we go higher and higher in the difficulty and the layered, where we layer We do the legs first, then the waist, then we add the upper body, then the chest, and then we do the arms, and we can work the head also in just little accents. I believe dance is language. So a language meaning you learn the actual vocabulary, you learn the actual how to spell it and everything. You just get that basis first. Then we start adding in accents and extra things that would be nice, and you decide what you're about. I believe this is not a dance class purely. It has partly dance class, partly dance fitness, and partly back to dance class where you're doing combinations, and then the wellness part is at the end. So after you do the 30 minutes pure Saka core fit, Saka dance fit class, that would be what that 30 minutes, it's called Saka Women's, where it's our fitness portion. You go into that for 30 minutes, and now you can actually get that wellness, that piece of that wellness that we need to lose weight. After that, we start cooling down with a stretch. We stretch, we make sure we stretch all the things we need to, and we get into the combination. And then we learn the combination. We go a little further than we did when we did the isolation in the warm-up part that was the dance part. So warm-up meaning you're warming up your body from like modern dance. Then you're warming up your muscles and your stamina and your heart with the workout. Then we're going to go into the combination. We're working on the combination. It's going to include hip drops and amis and all that. The goal ultimately is for you to know the difference between the Caribbean Latin movements that will move certain parts of your body very similar but not the same, and belly dance, which is more of your base, your pelvic floor. So we want to be knowing how to move our pelvic floor. Is Saka core fit because the core is really the highlight of our course. We do everything for balance and core and strengthening the core where women need, and we use intricate muscles that are things that you may have never done before. And we do that to loosen you up, loosen your back up, loosen your body up so that you can see where the tension is. And the method of the madness is when you're doing these dances, you're learning the dances, you're healing as well, because you're wondering, because a lot of times you hold your stress in your back and in your body. Women are sometimes, when they've had sexual abuse or other things, they hold the pains in their bodies and they're not really present in their body. Also, people judge women on their body, or they feel ugly on their body, or whatever. So they're not present in their body. So as we do this move along, women are becoming more present in their body. They're smiling more. They're feeling more confident. They feel beautiful. They feel sexy. And this is where the healing begins. In all of these steps, they're healing. But when they learn the dances and we do the combinations and they learn how to use these drills in a combination, that's when it starts to get fun. After I show the combination, then we do it in a routine. We do a little routine, and we're layering all kinds of styles of dance that are similar in that they work the core and move the core, and they're very feminine. So the kizomba, salsa, merengue, bachata, African moves, some African moves, but not much African moves is what God didn't lead me to do that. So more samba, simba, and dance hall, all of those things. Of course, a little hip hop is always in there because it's stemmed from, a lot of things are stemmed from that. So we're going around the world with it, but it's basically my style, which is Caribbean Latin fusion belly dance. So we stay within my style. We bring those things in my style always. So the theme is that it's Caribbean Latin fusion belly dance. So we're showing that. My viral video on YouTube is how to belly dance. It's because I'm a master teacher. So I help you with body, mind, spirit because I am a professional dancer and performance artist. I am a master teacher, teacher certified and administrator and coach. And also I'm certified in trauma-informed care. And I'm also an ordained pastor. So I'm a dancing pastor. So I can do this. I'm equipped for this, even professionally with all of my degrees. And so we finished doing the routine together. And then at the end, the goal is I've given them a smorgasbord. I've given them a vocabulary. And every class, the wellness part, the biggest part of the wellness part is to see, what did you learn? What is your body naturally? This is what makes it not a dance class. This is what makes it a wellness class, is that we take all that we did and now what's stuck? What does your body like to do? They can do whatever their body likes to do. I help them do it correctly and safely and teach them vocabulary. And then they do what their bodies naturally do. That is what this class is. At the end, we play a song. that's either fast or slow. And I'm even teaching in that because what I'm trying to teach them is how to use tone also. I add that to the layers of what I teach. I teach isolation, the different moves of all the different cultures. And I teach them why, where. They sometimes bring in, what's happened with Ingrid is that she brought in her culture from Venezuela, her tambores. And she said, could you teach me how to do my dance culture? I've never been able to do it. And we learned it right away. And it's just brought joy. And so I know that my students are well when they're able to move when they couldn't, when they were too tight, when they're able to grow and they more flexible, more control in the body, isolation control, muscle control, and when they have a smile. That's when the healing comes. My spiritual healing, I can see it spiritually on them. When the brightness is on them and the smile is on them, when they're saying positive things and they're not downing themselves. I've seen such a growth in Ingrid. She has been a great example of the icing on the cake on our program that helps me see that last piece that I needed for our program to find out what is it that people need from what I do. And she brought back that question years ago. Can you teach me how to dance? So that was the last piece that I needed to be more deliberate in the program and to let everyone know, which is I'm teaching you how to dance and I'm teaching you to heal through dance. So you're going to learn to dance and you're going to heal through dance while you're learning and you're going to be fit. So that's what my wellness program is. We end with you dancing free. And I go, once again, every piece of this, you would develop from doing it small to doing it better. And there is no limit because as you learn, when you actually learn these things, then you actually can now do the movement even better and you can lose weight even more. And so this is something that is a lifestyle. My technique, the Patrice D'Evans technique, is a lifestyle centering in the core, and it helps you balance your life, helping you align with your calling, making you whole again, and make sure that you actually achieve true joy by learning to dance and healing through dance. So that is what belly dance therapy is and what the belly dance fit class schedule timing goal is. It is a progressive thing that gets better and better and better. It is a lifestyle. I encourage you to do our 3-month challenges. We have 3-month challenges throughout the year. I have a calendar, a year-long calendar. The ideal way to do this is to do it for year to year, a full year. Go through the full year with me. I pull from my students and I invite them if they want to do events with me or to lead with me, or even if they want to eventually buy the franchise or be an instructor. And so we have instructor training, and we have our whole franchise laid out. And we have it all planned out, how we want to do it, how we're doing our instructors, and how we want to make arrangements with our local gyms or national. Right now, we're looking at LA Fitness as of this date, May 30th, 2025, talking to their fitness manager, the one that makes a decision. So we are moving out of our mall unit in the North Point Mall and this weekend, and we're now transitioning over to gyms as the Lord told me. He also told me to do clubs as well, so golf courses and clubs. So this is a boutique, very elite, quality versus quantity program, and it has been healing Ingrid, and we have videos showing it. She's given her review, 5-star review, and she's really a changed woman in about a month and a half, taking 3 classes a week. Not going online yet. She's not ready to go online. It is something that is available that you can't buy one without the other. You have to buy the whole package. But you do not have to use it unless you're ready to use it. And what I'm noticing is that I believe the first 3 months is going to be the body. Get comfortable with me. You get coaching with me anyway. I do my coaching, my praying, and everything throughout. We woven in all of it. And then if you're ready in the summer, I will probably push more now that you know me, your body's ready, you're at where you need to be. The maintaining can be when you go online and you do any kind of deep wound stuff that we can heal through coaching. And from there, if you're looking for love, that is something that I provide as well. I have that. It's another company, Joyful Matchmaking. And then you can go back into the fall where we do another 3-month challenge that is more maintaining through the holiday season. We also have a retreat once a year that we're doing with the women, staycation, or we can go far away. Our goal is to take what we do, because we have a retreat area. My studio is designed where we have when you do a studio, if I do a studio or instead of a gym, my studio has a retail in the front with a cash wrap, and then you go into the studio floor area with a camera where we do film it so that women can see where their progress is. We have a marley sprung floor, which is high level, so no one can wear their shoes in there. We have mirrors there. It's quality, high level. Then we go into the last part of the room, back of the room, which is our retreat area where you get my green teas. I make that from home. It's my specialty tea. So it's our wellness tea. We do tea parties. We do events. We have a whole package. We have it all lined out on a package that could be connected with this. I can definitely send this with email. And we do parties. I do wellness tea parties. I do bachelorette parties and all of that. And so we do events. I've done events, tea parties with like Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, family events. So we're very closely connected to our church, which is Joy Celebration Church. So it can easily be built into that where we can use our facility. The church is allowed to use our facility to bless families as well, because it's all part of our wellness. When the spiritual part of our wellness stems from our church. So that is what Saka Core Fit is, the studio, the company, and Belly Dance Therapy, the program, and Belly Dance Fit plus the class. That's what we are. My name is Pastor Patrice D'Evans, and my maiden name is Patrice Gladys, and I run my business with my husband, Jeff Gladys, and we are really excited to do what we do. We've been doing it for years, and we're excited to get into the gyms now. So my program is based on my story. It's my technique. Well, thank you for spending the time with me, and God bless.